Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My brothers, my sisters, it's a beautiful day. We thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for giving us such an amazing day. I wanted to speak about hijab because hijab is something that is misunderstood even by some Muslims. And what is very, very important for us to note is that it's not just about a piece of cloth. In the Arabic language, hijab means a barrier. A barrier between two things is known as a hijab or a hajiz, something that is a barrier between two things. So that is called a hijab. And the idea here is to create a barrier. When a person wears clothing, the clothing needs to be such that it covers you. I mean, what's the whole idea of wearing clothing when you are not covered? I mean, what's the point? So in Islam, we believe that Allah Almighty has given us a certain type of modest beautification through clothing. And yes, to cover your private parts, to cover yourself in a nice way, to look presentable, all of this is actually part and parcel of the gift of Allah Almighty upon us. So when we say hijab, many people think it's just a piece of cloth on the heads of women covering their hair, not realizing it's an entire lifestyle. That's what it is. It's a whole system through that we tread upon and live by for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So men, for example, also have to observe a certain level of hijab. They have to have a certain conduct. The morality needs to be on a very high level. It's very important because the difficulty we face, people look at women and say, where's your hijab? And I say, well, my brother, yes, what about your eyes? Should you not be also practicing or fulfilling a certain aspect of hijab, which is to lower your gaze? So at times the problem is twofold or more. And you cannot just blame someone and say, you know what, where is your hijab? Hijab, here is a hijab, and you throw a piece of cloth. That's only one small aspect of it. But to dress in loose clothing is also part of the hijab for both men and women. So if there is a man wearing tight jeans, he is not fulfilling the rules and regulations of clothing in Islam, even though he